Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to be joining you on this webinar. It's happening here, Progressive Youth Activism on the South Shore. First of all, I want to thank Lillian Whalen from Hull. I want to give her a shout out. I really appreciate the opportunity to participate. Lillian and I first met when I spoke at the Hull Black Lives Matter event. It was a huge success. I did have the opportunity to speak at about maybe 10 different Black Lives Matter events in the towns across my district, but Hull, even though it was one of the smaller towns, had one of the largest turnouts, especially among the young people in Hull, so thank you for that. I also want to say thank you for the massive vote I received in the Democratic primary. Thank you. Across all the towns in the South Shore, we averaged about 75% of the vote, and we had a record turnout in the middle of a pandemic, mind you, so I'm really thankful for that. It was heartwarming. Thank you. You couldn't have a better moderator than my friend, Representative Joan Meschino, to talk with the young people here. In spite of the pandemic, Representative Meschino and I remain in regular contact. We were together just recently. Joan is working hard for you at the State House, and she is always available for the people in her district. Great representative. I know we have a bunch of towns on this webinar, so I wanted to just be clear which ones I represent. So I'm the representative for the 8th Congressional District. My friend Bill Keating is further south towards the Cape and the islands, so just south of me. But I represent portions of Plymouth County, Suffolk County, Norfolk, and Bristol counties. Many of the people on this webinar today live in the 8th Congressional District, and we need you to be involved. As the organizers of this event can attest, if there are issues that you believe in, really care about, you can make a difference. Whether it's environmental justice, we've been fighting this compressor station in Weymouth forever. It's been back and forth, so we could use your help on that. Gender equity and economic justice issues, racial justice and equity issues in our society. Like the title of this webinar says, it's all happening here. Right now, this nation is in the midst of a crisis because of President Donald Trump. He has been an unmitigated disaster. He has sowed division in this country that we've never seen before. He's continually undermining the integrity of the federal government and the departments of our government as laid out in the Constitution. And as a member of the Congressional Oversight Committee, while I regard impeachment as a very serious matter, I did faithfully attend the deposition of witnesses in that case, and I did forcefully cast my vote to impeach President Trump and remove him from office. He, in my opinion, remains the single greatest threat to our constitutional democracy. So that's what's at stake on November 3rd. We've seen what young people can do for grassroots movement. I was in Hull, as I said, this past June. I spoke at that rally for racial justice, and it was a wonderful, spirited event. One of the organizers, again, was Lillian Whalen, my friend, a 19-year-old from Hull. She's attending Hartwick College, and she's part of today's webinar leadership. And she is just one example of the power that you all can have to make a transformative change when you work together. Other panelists you'll be hearing from today are taking up leadership roles as well to make a big difference, like Melissa Shapiro, the chair of the South Shore Young Democrats, Katie Mulligan, who's also an event organizer, Tyler Solomon, a member of the Democratic Town Committee, Liz Reardon, a South Shore Young Democrat representative, and Chris Matthews, who's done a ton of work and is a founding board member of Progressive Massachusetts. I also want to mention Derek Ricks of Plymouth and Sabrina Holland from Marshfield. Sabrina is so dedicated that she's spending her 20th birthday with us right now. So happy birthday, Sabrina. All of these panelists here have brought awareness to their communities, some working directly through political action, others in student groups, and volunteering for causes that are just near and dear to their hearts. For the past few weeks of this election, I've been dedicating as much time as I can possibly give to the ongoing presidential race. And last night, believe it or not, I spoke at an ironworkers union meeting in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Local 8. I'm a former ironworker myself, and I worked out of Local 8 when I was strapping on the work boots every single day. I'm also a former union president, so it was a perfect way for me, in my capacity, to explain to working people why working people should be voting for Joe Biden. So I'd encourage everyone listening to sign up for at least one phone bank this week. One of the best and most effective grassroots actions that people can take is phone banking. When we call someone, when you speak to them and remind them to vote, you tell them about our candidate, you make another connection on a large switchboard of demanding change, right? There are races across the country that need your help. While I've been asked to focus on Wisconsin by the Biden campaign, that's because I worked there for several years ago. I also attended the University of Wisconsin, and I've got a bunch of contacts there. I got some requests from Georgia and Pennsylvania just this morning. They need our help. And you can sign up to volunteer right now. You go to mobilize.us to find action that you can take every day to impact the results of this election. Now, action goes beyond just listening to the panelists today, although that's a great start. It's about showing up and putting in the work. I'm in that with you and for you, but it's going to take all of us, right? So when you're at an event like this, when you're phone banking, when you're on your way to the polls, tell people, invite friends to join you and increase this network of action that is being built. Make sure you're asking everyone, what is your plan to vote? And please encourage them as well to visit mobilize.us to pick a day, pick a time, if you're going to do the phone banks, to sit down and make a real impact on the results of this election. If there's one thing I want you to know is this: you have no idea how powerful you are. Like I say, I attended about 10 of those Black Lives Matter events on the towns. I'm going back and forth from DC, but I was able to attend about 10 of them in different towns: Hull, Abington, Norwood, Canton, Scituate. So all across my district. And I was so impressed by the energy and the thoughtfulness, the passion, and the articulate message that young people have. I've sometimes referred to them as the new abolitionists, right? Because the abolitionists who were against slavery were a small but vocal group that persuaded a lot of other people to the rightness of their cause. That's what the young people are today. They are calling people out on all these different issues, whether it's the environment or racial justice or gender equity. They're really the leading voice. You're making the change, and it has a huge impact on people in my generation and other elected officials. So please know that you matter. Your voice matters, and we need you. We need you to step up. And we welcome your participation. You can make a difference. You can speak to people that I cannot, like very young people, your peers. I think your message is much more effective than having an adult, someone my age, let's say, speaking to young people. So there's an opportunity there for you to bring your experience. Just like I brought my experience to the ironworkers, you can bring it to young people your age and bring that message in a great way. We don't want to be thinking about all the things we could have done, but we didn't on the day after the election, right? So every call matters, every person matters, every vote matters. I want to thank you again for inviting me to be with you today. Thank you, Lillian. It's been an honor to speak with you and all of your colleagues. I hope you continue to make a big impact on your communities, not only until Election Day, but beyond Election Day as well. So I wish you and your families a very safe and joyous Thanksgiving. I want to thank you for being involved. I want to thank Representative Joan Meschino again for your leadership and friendship. Please enjoy the rest of the webinar. And remember, vote Biden-Harris. And I'm also on the ballot. If you could be so kind as to please consider me for your vote as well. Thank you. Again, enjoy this great webinar. Bye now.